I start with the new finder this morning?
Please do.
Yeah, a few economic stories on the front. Inflation likely to remain stable despite, again, say it right, despite Fitch projections. Also on the front page this morning, very interesting perspective being raised by an economist. He's urging strong policy implementation, inter-ministerial collaboration for economic stability. I think one of the big problems that we have in our landscape of governance is the fact that organizations don't work together, institutions don't work together, and sometimes it means that a policy is being implemented by one and not by another, and then work done zero.
Instead of us to use the whole of government approach,
precisely.
Everybody stays in their corner to try to solve one problem.
You see, and everyone wants a little bit of the fiefdom. Everybody wants some control, some procurement, and then things fall through the cracks. All right. Ghana tops West Africa as safe, competitive tourism destination. This is the kind of news you want to hear, right? Yeah. Especially around this time of the year, to excite and encourage the world to come visit. All right, Ghana ranks 18th in Africa's development index. So 18th. Have we gone up or come down?
We can check the numbers, but it's still good, especially with the tourism bits.
Yeah,
we've topped West Africa as a safe, competitive tourism destination, and it should bring us more money this dirty December. Money that we can spend in 2026. Now, on dirty December, if you go to the Daily Graphic, Methodist presiding bishop condemns dirty December, warns against associating Christmas with the event's excesses. Okay. It's on page 13.
The whole dirty December thing, the official name is December in GH.
Yeah.
It's never been known as dirty. We have coined a dirty December thing. I mean, I think it was the manager of Mr. Easy who called it dirty December, and all of a sudden everybody started, dirty December, dirty December. So when it comes to our official communication, it's December in GH.
More importantly, the thing about these things is branding, right? Recognizability. First of all, to correct, say it right, to correct, the record, the word is Detty, D-E-T-T-Y. That's Mr. Easy's branding. Okay, he had an event that kept happening every year. They called it Detty December. It drew crowds, and then from there other events sprung up, and they all seemed to carry the name because of the alliteration, Detty December, Detty December. It sticks in people's minds. There are people in the diaspora who save money to come for Detty December in Ghana. The Methodist, I'm a member of the church in spite of Winston's hardest protests. I'm a member of the Methodist church, but there are certain things that I don't really agree with, and this is one of them. The thing brings in money. It brings in money. It is good. All the little pedantic argument over one word, dirty, and then dirty, is it a sin?
Well, I think what the bishop is talking about and advocating for is that we need not lose the sanctity of Christmas as a celebration to remember the birth of Christ.
Is there any risk of that
as we party, we should cut out the excesses, and in December usually there are excesses, so we should cut out the excesses. Now, more stories from the Daily Graphic. Mobile Money Limited marks 16th anniversary. Congrats to Mobile Money Limited. Congrats to the CEO Shaibu Haruna and his team. Good job so far in the 16 years. Now, Zenith Bank Ghana emerges Bank of the Year once more. I think this is about the 6th time Zenith Bank has won this, and congrats to Zenith Bank as well. And Supreme Court clarifies marital property, affirms separate economic life in marriage. There's a photo of Kwame Boafo Kufu, the lawyer. If you go to the inside page, President Mahama received highest honor in Ile-Ife in Nigeria. There's a beautiful photo of the president on page 2. And there's a story I want to highlight. Dozens killed in Morocco flash floods. Flash floods have killed at least 37 people in Morocco's coastal Safi region, according to state-owned television. The reason why I highlighted this story is that Ghana is entering the dry season. This would be a very good time for us to work on all our flooding-related issues. the coastal flooding areas, the cities, the flash floods. So we need to proactively take sanitation serious from now till we enter the rainy season, April, May, June. We need not to be caught not ready for the rainy season. So Morocco flash floods, we need to start thinking about what we do to prevent flooding in our rainy season, April, May, June next year.
Okay, the Daily Guide is here talking about the Bandai race. Looks like we're just 14 days away from that race, but there's an unfortunate news for the NDC campaign team because bees kill NDC man in Bandai. That's the unfortunate news we're hearing of. The Deputy General Secretary of the party has confirmed that as well, and saying some more things about superstition feeding into the elections. So that's the latest that we have on the Bandai rerun. 2 arrested for robbery, murder in Kumasi as well, and court fines Itiwa is DC 12,000 Ghana cedis for contempt. We understand it's in relation to an illegal mining case. He says he would challenge that in an appeal, so we await the outcome of that. Nurses midwives are also threatening some strike over 11 months of a salary arrears. And the Church of Jesus Christ brings festive relief to over 2,000 people. So these are some of the stories that the Daily Guide is talking about today.
If you go to the Economic Times, we are being told that 40 new factories will be built between 2025 to 2027, and we are to expect a $1.2 billion dollar factory boom in Ghana within that period. This story comes with a photo of Finance Minister Dr. KCL Atufosin, and the story says the Ministry of Trade and Industry estimates that more than 40 medium to large manufacturing projects will come on stream between 2025 and 2027, counting for more than $1.2 billion in investment. This is something we'll be tracking and following closely. Now, bureaucracy is stifling businesses, jobs, and economic expansion. It's a story on the front page of the Economic Times. And the Bank of Ghana's role in government debt payment is not market intervention. This is Alex Mould, the CEO of MIDA, speaking. He says that the Bank of Ghana is doing its job and it's not necessarily market intervention.
The Insight newspaper is talking about the arrival of the Palestinian foreign minister. She's in town doing quite a number of activities. That also includes an award to, I see, Kwesi Pratt, because I saw that video online as well. The Palestinian people praising him for championing their cause as well. Beyond that as well, the foreign minister has been to the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum and has been paying some respects to the memory of our first president or prime minister. Now, NPA is hosting CEO's breakfast meeting ahead of the Ghana International Petroleum Conference for 2026, and there's a talk also about Colombia's vice president leading a business delegation to the Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority to explore some investment opportunities as well. Yeah, so that's it for the Insight.
Okay, I think I've got the Business and Financial Times here. So let me just get into the Business and Financial Times this morning. And the Business and Financial Times this morning says CWG starts zero trust path to reinforce cybersecurity defenses. Azuma Resources starts Black Volta gold mine development. Signs 37 million processing plant deal. Mass exodus hits veterinary services, and Absa Bank partners Visa to launch Absa Pay, a first of its kind tap to pay wallet. That's it for the Business and Financial Times this morning. Which means you can go for online.
The veterinary services has been hit by a mass exodus.
Yes.
So which vets are going to handle the Nkoko Nkiti and the livestock programs we'll be launching?
Every akoko for himself.
Let's look for the Agric Ministry.
Okay.
Let's look for the minister.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be here for an interview. Eric Opoku. So let's go online.
My job online, Otumfo to present Boko Peace Mediation Report to Mahama today, and we hope and pray that this will bring lasting peace to Boko and it will begin proper Christmas celebrations for our friends in Boko and its environs. Now, still on my Joy Online, fuel prices set to reduce marginally at the pumps from today, December 16, which is very, very, very good news. And there are photos of Mahama being conferred the prestigious Yoruba title in Nigeria on my Joy Online. Now, leukemia now accounts for 25% of childhood cancers. This is a hematologist telling us. He was here yesterday on the Super Morning Show, and we are still urging all of you to contribute to the Leukemia Foundation so that we can build a center of excellence to save our children. Now, Supreme Court to hear Yindam's application to overturn Panda election ruling today. And the fight came home today. Leukemia advocate Gerald Boache is revealing his nephew's diagnosis and how his family is going through a lot of stress and how we can all support families like that. And at Sokore Mampong, 2 suspected robbers arrested for killing 28-year-old woman, and they also stole the woman's iPhone 11. So those are some of the stories. International news: Trump sues BBC for defamation over Panorama speech edits. That's also in there. And Nigeria's richest man, Dangote, escalates oil fight with regulator, 6 corruption probe. There is this post on Facebook I've seen of one of the regulators in the middle belt of Nigeria who has spent over 5 million Ghana cedis, $5 million educating his children abroad, and we are told that these are some of the things that Dangote is leading to ensure that there is sanity in the space. He's fighting the regulator for corruption. Yes, so a businessman taking on a regulator for alleged corruption in Nigeria. Those are some of the stories. But the gods are not to blame also shows tomorrow. It begins tomorrow at the National Theatre from 7 p.m. That's one of the big things people are looking forward to this December when it comes to the theatre space. Now, if you go to citynewsroom.com, Asante Hini to submit Boko mediation report to Mahama today. Supreme Court hears challenge to Panda election annulment today. And repealed IMF reliance unsustainable for Ghana. Repeated IMF reliance unsustainable for Ghana. This is Prof. Okoye speaking. And he's also speaking on the lithium deal. He says it's unfair to Ghana. Now, National Service flags 8,105 names over payroll irregularities. Again. Basically, another 8,000 ghost names have been detected by the National Service. And Galamsey, Etiwa East DCE denies jail reports, appeals contempt ruling. Those are some of the stories on citynewsroom.com. I've seen some videos also circulating online of heavy duty machinery being moved to Dambai to build a bridge in Dambai. Basically, these are the stories online for the morning.
Okay, let's get into the details of the newspaper stories then.
Okay, so I think we've touched on the presiding bishop story, so we can skip that.
The excesses, yes.
Yes, but there's a story on marital property here on the front page of the Daily Graphic. Now, legal practitioner Kwame Boafo Ekufo has welcomed 2 significant decisions of the Supreme Court in family law, saying the legal doctrines in those judgments provide clarity to addressing the complex dynamics of property ownership during marriage. He said the cases Aisha to Abdul Kadri versus Abdul Jamina and Mrs. Abuna Pukia versus Yakwache clarified the prevailing thinking that property acquired during marriage was presumed to be marital property. The court emphasized the right of a party in a marriage to own property to the exclusion of the other party in the case of Aisha to Abdul Kadri versus Abdul Jamina. Now, the court deepened this position in the Mrs. Abuna Pukia versus Yakwachi case, dispelling the presumption that properties acquired during the subsistence of a marriage are presumed to be marital property. In the case between Abuna Pukia and Jamina, the court, he said the court, now constituted by members of the Aisha case, departed from the definition of marital property as espoused in the Aisha case. And he said the 2 positions could be deduced from the ruling, adding that parties to a marriage have the constitutional right to own properties to the exclusion of each other. A party is therefore entitled to a separate economic life during the subsistence of a marriage. So basically...
So at what point then does a property become marital property? This is not a question for you.
Uh-huh.
It's a question for our lawyer friends. Because I'm confused. You know?
I guess the essence of this is that marital property is no longer a concept. It's only a thing that the two people in a marriage can decide on their own to jointly declare as marital property, but not that by law anything falls under that category automatically. I don't know if I'm making sense. I think that's the essence of the ruling, that nothing is automatically marital property unless the two parties deem it so.
Because you see, I get where you're coming from. In the past, there's always been the argument about what constitutes contribution. What constitutes contribution? But I say this, I think that a lot of the laws we've enacted in this country discriminate against, particularly when it comes to marriage, discriminate negatively against men. A lot of the laws in this country. So you get into a marriage and all of a sudden it becomes a man's responsibility. We'll talk more about that.